because the last few times I haven't, but I'm so glad to see your faces. So what I wanted to do tonight, and depending on who got on, but now that I see a couple of you newer coaches on, I'm excited to chat about some of the things I wanted to share. And I'm all hype. I was telling the girls that I've been at a conference all day, and Jen has been there too. And it's a leadership conference, the Global Leadership Summit. And it just was like speaker after speaker talking to us as leaders. And it's like, I can't wait to really go through my notes and then slowly uncover all these different things that I've learned today, or just things that I was reminded of. But I won't throw all that up on you tonight. I'll stick to my plan. But something that I was just thinking of, I was telling them, I've been trying to rock my 1-year-old for like the last 40 minutes, and she won't sleep. So she's sitting behind me watching Mary Poppins. But as I was rocking her, I was thinking about the kind of things that I wanted to share with you, and just the kind of things that I was thinking about when it comes to us building a team. I'm going to tell you in a second why we build a team. And Cassie and Becca and Cridwin, I know that you know these things, but for all of our newer coaches, the other 3 of you are newer coaches. And so the 3 of you can help speak truth, or like speak life and truth and knowledge into the other 3. But something as I was thinking about tonight, when I was thinking about like building a team and why that's important, and why it's important to get yourself to Emerald, which is what we're going to talk about. It's not about the rank. And we've processed this a lot over the last 3.5 years. Like, the rank is shiny, and the rank is a really awesome recognition that Beachbody gives. And it's a really great confidence booster. The rank itself, like telling people, I'm Emerald, I'm Diamond, or Ruby, Diamond, whatever that is, it's a really great way to show other people who are watching that we're running a legit business, that our business is growing, but our rank isn't our worth. And so I always just want to start there, because the things I'm going to say tonight are very business driven. And so I want you to hear from me first, that it doesn't mean that you're not important. It doesn't mean that you can't make an incredible difference because you haven't reached a specific rank yet. Just know that we do push for those ranks because it's proof that our business is growing. And so that's why the ranks are important in my book, because to me, it's a sign that I'm bringing in leaders and I'm building leaders. And if I start to drop rank a little, that's okay, because I know that more leaders are growing. I can look today. For example, today, actually, I went from 3-star to 2-star because in my second business center, we lost the diamond status there. It's okay. We're going to get it back in another week or 2. It's one of those things that we know that those moments don't define us. But the awesome thing about especially hitting this first rank of Emerald and then building up to Diamond, but tonight we're specifically going to talk about Emerald. The biggest thing about that is like that it just shows yourself. And it definitely shows the people in your life, the people who are following you, your current challengers, but it also shows yourself that you can do this. And hitting Emerald is just signing 2 coaches. It's making sure someone's on the right leg and the left leg. We're kind of creating these trees. And it's signing up 2 people. For me, my very first coach was someone who just wanted the discount. They wanted to order shakes for a couple months. It was actually my husband. It was Paul's aunt. So it was kind of like an aunt who I barely knew. And she was interested in the shakes. And I was like, awesome. Well, let's give you the discount. So she signed up as like a discount VIP member. And then I signed up Paul second because I wanted him at the top of my organization. And there's a video I'm going to tag you all in afterwards where you guys can learn more about that. But for me, it gave me that confidence of like, okay, people trust me enough to go all in, not just all in with a challenge pack or all in with 3-month bod. Like, they trust me to go all in for a couple months and to trust me as their coach. And so that gave me the confidence. So in my book, Emerald is not just about the rank. It's not just about the income, which I'm going to tell you how awesome that part is, but it's also about the confidence that it builds in you. And I was thinking, I've just been thinking so much lately, and this phrase keeps popping into my mind, just that how if we can consistently speak passion with confidence, that's when our team starts to grow. And you'll notice there are like 3 key words that keep popping out. And the word here, and we've said it this week in our new coach training, is consistency. If we'll consistently speak, actually say those words with passion, with confidence. If we speak our passion with confidence, then people start to gravitate toward it. Like, it's one of those things that when someone is so excited about something, you want to be a part of whatever they're doing, like you just want to soak it in and you want to be a part of it. So if we can really learn as coaches all of that confidence, all of that passion that we feel inside for helping people, for helping change people's lives, for helping wives feel more confident around their husbands, for helping friends of ours be able to afford to pay for diapers by jumping into this business, whatever it is for us that brings us that passion, if we can start to communicate that, then people are excited about joining us. And so all of those things, when we think about all of those things combined, hitting Emerald is that it's the proof that we are starting to consistently speak passion with confidence, because we've brought in people who are in it, whether they're in it to run the business or in it for a couple months to order shakes or Energize and Recover or beach bars or whatever it is. It's showing us, it's showing the people in our lives, like, you are running a business. And I don't know about you, but I love that feeling, right? I love that feeling of knowing that I'm making a difference. So to speak a little practical about Emerald, like I said, Emerald is 2 coaches. And like we've communicated before, I'm just going to keep saying it again. That can be coaches that come in to actually work the business like you guys are doing. Like, yes, I do want to share my story. I do want to invite people to join me. I do want to make an income with this. It can also be people who just want cheaper shakes for a couple months. And then I do encourage everyone to sign like a spouse or a family member, but we're not going to talk about that too much tonight. I'm going to tag you guys in a video for that because I feel like that could rabbit trail for 20 minutes and I want us to stay focused in. But the big thing when it comes to the finances, because I know a lot of times it's like, okay, like we talk about the confidence, we talk about the street cred it gives us. So here's what I wish someone would have really explained to me in the beginning, because to me, I didn't understand why signing my husband was important or why signing someone just for the discount was important. But what happens right now as newer coaches or as coaches that aren't Emerald yet, you are making money off of commission. So anybody that signs up under you, you make commission under them. What happens when you hit Emerald is you start to earn a team cycle bonus and you start to earn a percentage off of your team. But here's what I heard that and I'm like, okay, cool, great. Yeah, I would make money off my team. It's all kind of the same to me. And here's what really, once this hit home, then I was ready to fight for Emerald a little bit more, is not only do you make money off your team, but your strong leg starts to build. And I know a lot of these words won't make sense, so let me try to explain a little bit. Our team, everyone underneath me creates this really pretty tree, right? And so we place coaches on these branches all over the tree, and it's just like that symbol of all of us helping all these people, right? We're all like growing our fruit out there. Hey, you coming to chat? You guys all heard she was awake, right? Yeah, sorry. And there's another baby. And we all are creating that tree. So what happens is you have what's called a strong leg in your own downline. So when you sign up under your coach, you're placed on the tree. But then the person that your coach signs up after actually gets placed on that same branch. So we all technically work together when it comes to creating team volume. And all of those branches, all of what they do. So if you've got those coaches who are signing more coaches, those coaches who are selling Shakeology, all of that, all of those little like points or dollars, I guess dollars basically equal bonus points. They all roll up to your part of the branch. So what happens when you hit Emerald is you start to bank your branch is pretty much what makes pretty much the easiest way to describe it to someone who's brand new. And trust me, you're going to have to hear this like 16 times over and over again before it sinks in. So this is just the foundation. Hey, I'm all tied up in you. Can you sit next to me? Okay, come here. Go. But you don't bake any of that team volume is what we call it, team money, until you hit Emerald. So what happens is you sign 2 coaches and all of a sudden you'll notice, oh, there's like some extra points waiting for me on this one side of my business. And it's because the team that has been placed on your branch with you all helps each other. You're helping the person on your branch. It all kind of goes together. But we don't bake those points until we're Emerald. And so what it basically, the easiest way to say it, it's like free money waiting for you. And once you hit Emerald, all that starts to bank. And then we'll teach you how to place coaches to where you can maximize that income. But did I just totally lose you? Or does at least the basic concept make sense? Let me just stop there and make sure. I lost you.
No, it makes sense to me.
Okay. And please, like, if it doesn't make sense, I am going to tag you into a longer video that explains it more, but it's really, in the beginning, I just literally want you to think of like, okay, here we are, and we all work together and help each other is what it is. And so all those points fled to you. And in the beginning, no, it's not like millions of dollars, but I will say, and even Becca and I were, maybe it was a group chat. Can you turn this down? She's got the show on. She's got Spotify blasting, whatever. I'm like trying to tune it out, but you guys know I can't. I'm like not a multitasker. Becca and I, or maybe it was a group chat or something, we were saying how our husbands are making money because we sign them up in the beginning. Remember, if my husband, he's at the root of my branch, so all of the team is helping his account. And so it all is in there waiting for him. I know, very confusing. The best thing you want to know at this point in this level in your business is bring in your 2 people. Bring in your 2 people because the income will start to build. Once you visually see it, it starts to make sense. And if you're in this to build income and to build into leaders, this is the best way to do it, because you'll always want to be new customer and new coach focused. We'll always want to be bringing in the new. We'll always want to be helping people get results. We'll always want to be hitting Success Club, you know, all of those kind of things up in the beginning. But building a team, I don't know, for me, and even the last session today was just reminding me of like how much I love the leading aspect of it. I love this team aspect of it. I love knowing that like we get to train each other and learn from each other and collaborate. And because of that, you know, I still remember the first time Becca messaged me and said, I just paid for diapers for 4 kids with this week's paycheck. Becca has 5 kids. She had 5 kids in 3 years, right? 5 kids in 3 years, 2 sets of twins. And that first time, someone that I had invested in, just when it comes to like our friendship, our time, me like training, you know, like in a friendship level, like, cause that's what we did. Becca and I just ran this business together from the beginning. We didn't know what the crap we were doing. We just figured it out. And the first time she messaged me and said, I just paid for diapers with my paycheck, I lost it because I knew that I was making an impact, and she made that money because she started to build a team. And so in the beginning, I just want you to feel that confidence. And that's probably the biggest thing we hear from new coaches, whether you continue coaching a year from now or whether you quit in 2 months, is whether you can find that win and that confidence in the beginning. So that tonight is what I want you to leave really inspired for and inspired to do, is to find that confidence. And yes, sometimes that confidence comes from you signing your husband and you calling your best friend and saying, well, you go all in with me for 3 months and let's see what happens, you know, like getting them on board right away, starting to see that paycheck come every Thursday. One of the other girls on the team wrote me this morning, Whitney, I've never gotten a paycheck like this. And it's just one of those things, like those are the kind of conversations you want to have alongside the girl, I can't believe I just lost 5 pounds, because what we do matters. And it's so much more than sales. And yes, it is sales, but it's so much more, because every dollar represents someone like literally changing their life. Every team member we bring on represents someone who is ready to make an impact. And I know most of you, and I know that your heartbeat to do this business is to make an impact on the world. And to me, building a team is the best way, because you build those friendships and you build that team mentality. And on this team, none of us work this business full time. We all work it in part-time hours. Some of us have full-time income in part-time hours, but none of us are putting in 8 hours a day like some of those top coaches are. And so we legit work as a team here. And so I'm so excited for those of you that are newer and joining us, because we collaborate. And Becca and I have been saying a lot lately, like this business is about like finding joy and collaboration and friendships. And like, yes, we want the income and we want the rank and we want all those shiny things. But if it comes at, you know, but those core things, those character things, those personal development things, those are the foundation. So as we talk tonight, I know this is probably unusual because I feel like these 2 things can be so contradicting. And so why I want you to hear me say it face to face and not just in like a random Facebook video is because they really do go hand in hand. Your passion, your consistency, your confidence goes hand in hand with the leaders that you're bringing in, with the consistent orderers. Is that a word? The people ordering, that want to order consistently. If someone wants to order consistently, it's a no-brainer that they sign as a VIP or a discount. Those two literally interweave, and that's who we are on this team. And that's what I want you to hear for our newer coaches is that's who we are. We're a team of women and a couple dudes who want to make an impact, who want to change people's lives, and who want to create financial freedom in our own family's life, whether that's paying for diapers, whether that's getting out of debt. Paul and I were able to pay off all our student loans from me doing this job, whether it's planning that Disney World vacation, whether it's, whatever that is for you when it comes to your own income. The opportunities are endless. And that's what's really exciting about this. We can help thousands and thousands of people. We can also take our own family into a whole new financial freedom. And it all starts with us signing up 2 people, right? So your action step, and then I can answer some questions. But what I want you to do, whether you've been coaching for a week or you've been coaching for 3 months or a year, is tonight or tomorrow morning. Hold on, let me let her down. You gonna go watch Mary Poppins? Okay. It's also the cutest things because she goes, Poppins. It's like, one of her 50 words she can say. It's adorable. Get your blanket. Okay. I kept you waiting. What I want you to do, and I actually did this the other day when we were coming home for the beach, is I want you just to kind of sit without your phone. So don't be looking at Facebook or Instagram. And I want you to think of the people in your life who are like you. And maybe it's even 2 lists combined. So I'm going to give you 2 different things. Think about people in your life who are like you. And maybe it starts by you writing down who you are. Write down who you are. Write down what your gifts are. Write down the kind of person you are. Write down if you're an extrovert or an introvert. Write down some of the things that make you, you. Like, who are you? And for me, when I'm aware of that, then I think about the people in my life who are like me. And maybe not 100%, but for me, I ask myself, who are the people in my past or in my current life who just love people? Who are the people in my life who were driven to make an impact on the world? Who are the people in my life who were charismatic? Who are the people in my life who were crazy and quirky and fun and loud and obnoxious? Or like I start to name those things that I know are me. And I asked myself, I wanted to come up with a list of 50. I've moved around a lot, so that was kind of easy for me. But for some of you, maybe it's a list of 5 or a list of 10. I want you to think about those people in your life and think through, the type of people who are like you. And those are the first few people that I want you to invite to coach with you. And that is different than you calling your best friend, potentially. Sometimes we have those aunts, those best friends. That's different. But when it comes to the people you want to run a business with, for me, I want to run this business alongside my friends, which is why when I see some of your faces here, it makes me so excited because, whether it's new friends or friends I've had for years, I want to do this with people who I want to be around. And that should be your view of how you search out coaches, whether it's social media friends that have become closer, whether it's people in your past, people in your present. But think through who are those people that have that passion that I do for a life, because this job is a platform. And we all know that this job is an opportunity for us to speak life into people's life. And it can look any way possible. A huge difference. I always use Kelly Bray on our team as an example because Kelly and I are complete opposites. Kelly was a Division I athlete. She's all in, all or nothing, 100%. I'm a singer, dancer, actress who never committed to anything in my entire life. Kelly wakes up at 5 a.m. and is excited. I wake up at 5 a.m. pissed at the world, so I don't wake up at 5 a.m. We just you can be so different and still run an incredibly successful business. Becca and I are more the same, so that's why. That's why we connected first, right? We brought in Kelly. She's crazy. We don't know why, but we got this. And so that's the beauty of this. And today, over and over again, every single speaker today at this leadership conference I was in said, you have to be you. You have to be you. You have to be you. And in our Beachbody world, you're going to hear us say that all the time. So it was one of those very affirming things that we're teaching the right thing. You have to be you, but know that like you have close relationships in your life for a reason. And what I love, I don't have my notes. Someone today said that part of being a leader is identifying leaders. And I feel like that's what we get to do as coaches, right? We get to identify those leaders in our life and just talk to them. And I know for me, sometimes it can feel awkward because you can tell yourself it's awkward. But if you just talk to an old friend and tell them about this business that you're running and how you're so excited to make an impact on people's lives, and you want to do this with your friends, have you ever thought about learning more? Like if it's someone who hears your passion and your confidence, they are at least going to respond. And yes, people tell me no all the time, every day, no's. That's what this is, all no's. But then there's the yeses that come in, right? And the yeses are the people who, like you guys, who we get to run a business together. So make your list tonight. And then I want you to make a second list. And I want you to think through, if you are brand new, who are the people who you know would love this program and be ready just to jump in just for the discount? You know, like who are those people that you're like, whether if you've been coaching for a while, a current challenger that's ready to reorder and you want to offer the discount to them, whether it's a mom or an aunt or a cousin or a sister or a best friend or a neighbor that you just say, hey, would you do Morning Meltdown 100 with me for these 3 months? Let's just kind of go all in. Let's sign you as a coach for the discount. So 2 lists. 1 list are those passionistas that you're going to go after, right? Those leaders that you can invest in, that will invest in as a team. And then the other list of just those people that you're like, hey, I think they'd go all in with me and let's just see what happens kind of thing. They don't have to work the business. So is that all making sense? Yes.
Yeah.
Does it get you excited about what we get to do? I sure hope so.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm still like exhausted from, I mean, I was like really into it today and really enjoyed it. So I'm kind of still trying to like process. So I'm a little exhausted from that.
I know. I almost worried that I'd be like in mental shutdown mode.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden I see you guys and I'm like, I live my life. I'm like an extrovert to the core. You guys just, I'm not going to sleep afterwards. You guys like light me up, right? Well, good. Do you guys have any questions, especially you newer coaches, when it comes to like any questions about Emerald, about bringing in coaches, about the type of people? I mean, anything like that. I know it's a lot that I just like puked all over you, but.
So how long do you usually wait until you follow up with somebody if you've reached out and they're like, oh yeah, well, I'll think about it, or they say that sounds good, I'll look at your site and kind of see what I think. So kind of how long do you wait till you follow up?
Yes, when it comes to a challenger or a coach? Coaches. What I usually do is, and literally Jen signed up like over the weekend, so she's brand new. So we have that group sneak peek that I think you're in. It's called Sneak Peek into Coaching. I pop them in there and I tag them in like the first video. And I'll say like, if they say, oh yeah, we're kind of interested, we would love to check it out. I pop them in there if we aren't like doing one in the next week or 2. And I say, would you go back and watch these videos? And then I usually will ask them like, hey, when do you think would be a good time that you can look through them? And so I would say, after like 24 hours, I'll pop back in and be like, hey, did you have a chance to look at the videos? Most of the time, they're like, no, I haven't. And then that's when I would ask again, okay, awesome. When's a great time? So if you already have people that are interested, I would probably like shoot them a message tomorrow and be like, hey, let me actually give you, like some deeper information. And why don't you just check it out over the weekend and let's touch base Sunday night or something. I usually just try to fill it out with the people. And then I probably let them go like 2 days or so. And if they haven't responded back, I do like that follow-up maybe after like 2 days. It's just like, hey, did you have a chance to check it out? Or a lot of times I'll be like, do you want to hop on the phone, or do you like a quick FaceTime, or just voice chat back and forth? And I do always ask like, what excites you? And I always ask like, what are some of those fears that pop in your head as you watch some of those videos? Because I know that for all of us, when we first heard about coaching, we watched those like coaching videos in the sneak peek or read some of those posts, and we immediately told ourselves all the reasons why we can't do it. So sometimes just talking it out and really helping hear their fears helps you say, oh, actually, I felt that way too, but this is actually what it turned out to be. And if you're brand new like you, Jen, and you're like, I don't know the answer, you and I can do it together, like answer questions together, or put me in a group chat, or we can schedule like a group Zoom like this or something like that. So,
okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Can y'all hear the music in the background? I wish you could, because it's actually really fun. Any other questions? I know it's been a long day for everyone. What I would say as far as signing coaches and Emerald being that first goal is set a date for yourself. Set a date and work backwards. Think about, okay, we know that asking 2 people is not going to get us there, because we know that not everybody is ready right now. And think about how long it took you to say yes to coaching, or even how long it took you to say yes to jump in your challenge group maybe. And half of you are laughing because it took me a long time. Please, you. None of you signed up the very first time we talked about it. And so know that especially in the beginning, especially in your first year of coaching, it's going to be a lot of conversations and a little return, right? But as we stay consistent and as we speak with passion and speak with confidence in what we're doing, people cannot look away, right? Because what we do matters. It's so exciting. And it's something that's changing people's lives. So talk that way, set your date. Honestly, a lot of times we are like, okay, like Emerald by Christmas, I think we don't know what date to set. The reality is, look at the next 3 days. Look at the next 3 days, and do you have time to talk to people? If the answer is like, oh yeah, I actually had a plan to work the next 3 days and give this, a good 30 minutes to an hour, you can get out a good 5 invites a day over the next 3 days. Most Emeralds can hit Emerald in 2 weeks because you're starting those conversations. You're doing a couple follow-ups. You're maybe sharing about the program, or you're legit sharing about coaching. And then you can say, hey, we've got this, we do this new coach training at the beginning of every month. We've got these, challenge groups running. Like, let's get you up and running. And especially if you're going to sign your spouse, which I'll tag you in later, as soon as your one person signs, boom, we've had people hit Emerald in 24 hours. So the idea of it taking a long time, it doesn't have to. You can, I'm pretty sure. So Becca and I came in different. And so I'm going to use Kelly as an example because we came in slower. That's just what we do. Whereas Kelly Bray came in for the business. She had been doing the challenge groups for a while and finally was like, all right, I'm going to do it. Hit Emerald in a week because she signed up her dad and her husband and understood the big picture. Like, I'm going to sign them up. And then obviously she filled it in with other people right away, but she immediately started to make that team cycle bonus after week 1. And so for me, like I said, I didn't understand it. It took me like 3 months. And once I understood it, boom, boom, it was like, okay, here we go. This part matters. So that is what I would say is, yeah.
Could you touch on real quick the difference between earning, like money-wise, if you could break it down, the difference between earning just commission and signing people up who don't want to sign up for the discount or the membership versus what happens when they do in your business?
Yeah. So when we sign up someone, like as a customer, we've got our customers and whatever you want to call it, a discount coach, a VIP, everyone kind of calls it something different. And then a working coach. I'm going to give you 3 different. Our customers, we make 25% commission off of customers. So for a challenge pack, that's usually around $50, depending on what challenge pack they grabbed. So we make that in their first order. If they decide to order shakes the second month, we make about $29. Is that right, Becca? I rarely see those come through, to be honest. Most of my people are.
It's like $29.30.
Yeah, it's somewhere around then. Okay, did it good.
But I'm super.
Is someone talking or no? Oh, sorry. I thought I heard something. Okay, so that's kind of, you're bringing in commission off of your new people and your reoccurring orders, beach bars, those kind of things that are coming through. That comes in your like commission that is based on sales. You know, like think about this. If you were in like a traditional sales job, boom. Our team bonus is basically a percentage based on how well your team is doing, based on whether they're ordering Shakeology that week, based on whether they're signing other coaches or customers. All of what they do comes into this like point system. And like I explained in the beginning, all of those points just kind of sit there and wait to be accessed. I'm going to tag you in a video on volume to really dive deeper into volume, Emerald, signing your husband, all those kind of things. And I've got some visuals in the video, which is why I'll kind of keep us there. But what that starts to happen is we start to earn. So I'm trying to think of like the most basic way to say it without going too much deeper. You start to earn money from your team is really what it comes down to. When your team is ordering shakes, when your team is signing customers and signing coaches, you earn a percentage off of your team. Let me just make it clear. This is not a pyramid scheme. Like me, for example, I cannot sit here and not do anything and make money. I have to be hitting Success Club. I have to be investing in my team. I have to be balancing my coaches on either sides. I have to be doing all those things or I don't earn any matching bonuses. I have to maintain a diamond or above status in order to get certain bonuses, all of that. So don't ever think like, oh, well, we do all this work and then our coach gets all the benefit. That's not how it works at all. You have to invest in your team. But when you do bring in someone who decides, hey, I'm going to do this for the discount, they get 25% off. So they're basically taking the commission part out of it, right? So they're getting their shakes basically $29 off, right? Because we're not getting commission on it. But what Beachbody says is, yeah, we're not going to give you commission off of your coach, but because your coach is ordering or selling things, we're going to add all those points up and help those roll up to you. Did that answer your question? So for me, like right now, I'm 3.5 years in. My team bonus is bigger than my commission paycheck section every single week. Oh, hold on. If that's kind of what you're wanting to know where it goes as you start to build, I've worked really hard to build a team and build a solid team, build coaches who want to be here, who want to lead. I'm very invested in the team. And so that most of my paycheck, you know, I went to the beach for a week and still got paid, you know, like actually I did wake up and sell challenge packs every morning, but that's kind of how it starts to build. In the beginning, it may just be $14 extra a week. And really my very first paycheck was $14. And it builds over time. And a lot of coaches come in and they do it for 3 months and they're like, I didn't make those thousands of dollars I thought it would, but I promise you stay consistent. This is what Becca and I were talking about last night. That first year, it starts to become a couple $100s a month. And then that second year, it starts to become, you know, a couple $1,000s a month. And I hate talking about income, but I remember in July, I made over $5,000 and I was out of town for 18 of the 30 days. So it was not just like sitting at home, you know, like just working all day because I invested in the team. We prepped hard for Morning Meltdown, right? We knew what we were doing. We jumped in, we invested in each other. We brought in new people, you know? And so that starts to build, but those coaches that think they can do it for a few months and then be done, it's consistency.
Now you can build quickly, like not to say that you can't, but it would have to be your full-time job. Like the people that do that and build fast, they do this 8 and 10 hours a day, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not to say you can't have quick success because you can't. I mean, Kelly Bray had really super quick success too. Yeah. So, you know,
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what, and I say the numbers since we're talking about money, I say the finances just to show like what's possible. I know in the beginning, like I would hear these coaches that I'd never met before and I'm like, really? You make that like just from doing this job at home?
And like if you follow me at all, and Whitney and I were talking about this too, my husband does nothing, like absolutely nothing, but he's signed up higher on, you know, he was one of my first root systems as Whitney calls them. And he made over $100 this week doing nothing because we built him quick. Like, so that's where the Emerald things come back into play too. Like this business is Emerald over and over again. You learn this now and it is what you're going to do for the rest of your business.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly. For sure. I love it. No, that's so genius. Or not genius. It's about to cut us off. So now I'm all worried, like, it might just cut us off because I don't pay $100 a month to keep this past 40 minutes. But yes, it really is. What we're teaching tonight is what you're going to do after you hit Emerald 2. You're going to speak that passion out and bring in new people over and over and over again. So I will try to say goodbye before it cuts us off. But thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight. You can message me anytime with questions or your direct upline if I'm not, but know that me and Becca, like Cassie, we're always available to answer questions. That's what we're here for. And we're behind you. I hope you hear that tonight. We love this team and we're for you. So I hope you guys have an awesome night. We'll see you soon. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Go say you need to go to bed. Looks so funny. All right. See you guys.
Bye.